State Director for Rural Development, number one, ensures that the President's agenda gets implemented within that program within our state. The President is very focused on making sure that we are serving farmers. The heartbeat of our country, the heartbeat of Missouri for sure, is rural America, and so that's what we are focused on. Yeah, it's just my way of life. It's how I grew up, and and even serving as state representative, my district is very rural. Neosho is the largest city in my district, and it's about 12,000 people. And those are the kind of communities that we serve with rural development, where we're reaching out, trying to help in those capacities. We have single-family housing programs, we have community facility programs, we have business programs. We're helping small towns with like water and sewer issues and things like that. And so it was a perfect fit because I still get to serve my people. I still get to serve the people of the 160th, but not just them, also all around the state. I'm out there preaching the gospel of what we have to offer when it comes to rural development, trying to facilitate those connections with those small towns, whether it's a farm that can tap into the value producer grant, or whether it's a single mom that needs help with rural housing, or a small town that has an aging water system or sewer system, and they don't really have the funds or the tax base to be able to do that. And then we put them through that process and see if they qualify, and then we move forward with trying to see what we can do to help, whether it's a loan or a grant. We have a lot of that to offer. People ask the question, was this something that was in your career path, and I started thinking about career path, and I'm like, my career path really has been trying to find ways to serve the people around me, and it's amazing the opportunities that will come your way when you truly care about people and you truly care about this country. And those two things are so important to me. And so it's something that comes naturally, I think, when you have a heart that wants to serve people. To me, that's a big part of it. When I think back, actually, when this came my way, I thought back almost 20 years ago when my wife and I were just starting out. We were young, ambitious, but didn't have any credit yet in life. We just didn't have any credit. And the only thing that was available for us to purchase a home was a rural development, rural housing loan. And it was a zero down loan. We didn't have 25% capital to put down on a conventional loan. Even if we had had that down payment, we probably still couldn't have got a loan with a conventional bank. But the RD loan afforded us the opportunity to really have a big start in life and begin investing in an asset. That was huge for us, and was a big part of us building wealth starting out in life. And so that's the kind of story that you will see, that's just one example, but it's kind of neat that it came about full circle, that something that was such a help to us starting out in life is now something that I have the opportunity to facilitate in the state of Missouri. This last year has been the most difficult year we've ever faced. As a family, the tragedy of losing Davy and Natalie, my daughter and son-in-law, in Haiti as they were serving as full-time missionaries there has been just words can't really express the tragedy and how awful it really is to face that, and the grief that comes with that, and the other things that our family has faced with that. But we want to keep their memory alive. We want to ensure that the mission that ultimately they gave their life for in Haiti continues on. And so that's a big part of what we are doing as well. Like I've always tried to teach my children that serving others is one of the greatest things you can ever aspire to do, because really it's not just about us. There are other people who have greater needs than we have that we should do everything in our power to be able to serve if we can. So yes, keeping their memory alive and that heart of service I think is important. And this opportunity just helps be able to have a role and a position to continue to be able to serve Missourians, and that's what's really exciting to me.